So now I am coming to the third part of the poem. You can understand that Mrs. Willow was an exception from the other world people. She was very much engrossed in her life with the present, and she liked the life of her present. She was involved in the domestic duties she was doing. She was quite happy with her present life, but she was an exception. Why she was an exception? She was an exception because she was related to present. In case other world people, what do? They just involve themselves in the searching of the past. They were very much engrossed with their past. Similarly, here we can understand that it was quite an exception. Why? Because Mrs. Willow was not involved inside the past. And here the poet has said that the other old people had buried themselves. Where buried themselves? Though they were living. Bury means what? To put the dead body under the earth. Here these old people were alive. They were constantly in present, but they were not aware of present. They were living in the life of past. They were searching for memories in the past. They were searching the old cupboards and shelves, and they were not related to past. So they were quite unhappy. Means they were completely under the earth or under the soil. It seemed to be like that of past. So they were covered with past. Now this was quite an exception. Mrs. Willow was not like that. She was a quite serious lady, but she was very much in the present. She used to live a life of privacy, and she had a very nice way of dealing life, and she was very much concerned with her present. Now I am coming to the third part of the poem. She has no late lamps and she digs all day. So she was no late lamps means at night also she might not be having any lamps to light up, and she digs all day. Throughout the day she had been continuously working to keep herself busy, so that unwanted cares, worries or tensions did not touch her. And glum she is. She was very sad, and she was very serious also. A sort of sadness in seriousness was there, and she listens now and then. So whenever she was there, she was listening. She was quite eager to listen. She for a footfall and footfall and footfall again. She wanted someone to come. She expected that someone might be coming to her house, and she expected that someone might be knocking at her door. So whenever she was busy inside the house, she kept an ear, a very careful ear over the walls, because she wanted to hear the sound of a footstep knocking her door. She wanted to allow someone. It might be her husband. She was eagerly waiting for her husband's return, or it might be her son who had gone away leaving her. She might be waiting for her son's return. So whatever was there, it was the matter of poet's curiosity, because the poet was never satisfied with the idea that what was Mrs. Willow thinking of, and what she was doing, and what she was listening for, and what she was eagerly waiting for, because Mrs. Willow never disclosed anything to anyone. So the curiosity the poet had was to know about her life, but she never disclosed it to anyone, and the curiosity was there. She became a mystery. That's why the poet became so much interested about her, that why this lady was so eager for someone. The poet could understand, poet could realize that the lady was eagerly waiting for someone's return, but why the poet was doing that, the poet could not understand. So it was she was hearing for a sound for a footfall again means sometime ago in the past, maybe few years ago in the past, people were visiting her house, but nowadays no one came to visit her. So at last she was waiting for someone to come, or a poor, and whether it's hope or whether it's dread, or a poor old fancy in her head, I shall never be told, it will never be said. So the poet now tried to make an idea what was there going on inside the head of Mrs. Willow. Why was she so eager of listening to the sound of a footfall? Whether it was hope means expectations that someone might be visiting her, or whether it was dread, or whether she was afraid that someone might be invading her house because she was staying alone. Someone might come in and loot, and she was very alone, lonely in the house. So what was that? And or a poor old fancy in her head, or she was having an imagination in her head, or a poor old imagination in her head, that I shall never be told and it will never be said. So this type of thing the poet would never come to know. Why? Because Mrs. Bealow would never expose anything to anyone. And what a poor old fancy in her head means, why Mrs. Bealow was so eager for someone to come, why Mrs. Bealow was constantly conscious to hear about the sound of the footfall. He thought that she might either be having hope for someone to come, she might be afraid of someone, or she might be having some sort of old imagination keeping her in her head that someone might be coming. And the poet was rather disappointed. He told in the last line that I shall never be told, it will never be said. So I shall never be told means no one would tell him about the life of Mrs. Bealow, because no one knew that, and it will never be said because Mrs. Bealow would never disclose anything to anyone. So Mrs. Bealow was a very serious type of secret woman who kept her life separated from others, and she had nothing to disclose to anyone. She was a complete reserved person. To dread means fear. So whether Mrs. Bealow was suffering from any kind of fear. And then fancy means whether Mrs. Bealow was having a wild imagination that someone might be coming, someone might be there. Okay, that type of imagination was working, so she was eager to hear the footfall, and the poet would never come to know. So the object of curiosity was for the poet was the mystery related to Mrs. Bealow. Though Mrs. Bealow was a very common woman, the one thing remained answered, that for whom she was waiting, or for why she was eager to listen the sound of the footfall. So this idea was never clear to the poet, and it was rather very much disappointing for him, as he could not understand the life of Mrs. Bealow. Mrs. Bealow's secret affair kept the interest of the poet alive, but it was really a very great question which remained unanswered, that why Mrs. Bealow listened to the sound of a footfall, and again why repeatedly she was not tired by why she was waiting for the sound of the footfall. So this poem is a quite very interesting poem, related as the poet has placed in front of us. It is a description of a very simple commonplace woman, but with a difference. The difference was the mystery of her life, and one question, what she was listening to. Hope already you have enjoyed the poem.